You've been playing for about a year. Same.
So you play?
I'm left-handed though.
You left-handed?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I already can understand the chemistry that we're gonna have because my mom is left-handed.
Your mom?
So, yeah, so I know you probably think a little bit differently.
I'm pretty sure I do. My brain's overactive. Let's talk about it.
I keep bagging it up, thought I'd be like a Ford, Prada, G, stash in my blood. We got a dad that gave all that in the sun. We ain't been bragging enough. My pen game pretty expensive. I keep it up in from my head to my bridges, contradict.
Alright. Yo, what's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy King Reek, man, and y'all know the vibes, man. Hey, man, say, man, for real though, we got Nelly B. We got Nelly B in here. Hey, y'all know this about to go. Y'all know this about to go crazy, right?
It is.
This about to go crazy.
I can't lie.
So,
it's already crazy.
So I see you just walked in here. You got paint on you and stuff. Like, what's really going on? Like,
because I just left a photo shoot. Okay, so what I've been doing lately, I've been trying to get more into myself, into my creativity, because a lot of people don't know that I model or anything, or because I spent money and spent time and energy in modeling and acting classes and school.
Acting?
Yeah, and I don't really display much of it because I'm always into writing and music and other aspects. And also, to be completely transparent, I've been struggling with my confidence, so that plays a role too.
Okay.
But I just decided to set my fears aside and my insecurities aside and kind of tap back into that spot, because I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
So talk about those fears. Like, what's some of your fears that you're trying to overcome right now?
I set the expectation of perfection for myself. So when I fail to meet that expectation, it feels like it knocks me back 10 steps further. It
feels like almost as if, like, because it didn't come out how you want it, you feel like, okay, you kind of lose confidence from that. And it's like you don't know if you want to start over or you want to just change to something else. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I will get discouraged, and then I'll be like, okay, well, this ain't. I'm like, it's not meant to be right now. It ain't meant to be. Instead of picking it back up right then and there and giving it a round two, I'll like hold it off, keep it in my back pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's not how it should be. I'm just a control freak, and so I need to learn how to not be in control. And that's literally the season that I'm in, is relinquishing that control that I want to have over my life and realizing like God is really in control.
You preaching right now, not just to them, but to me, because you're not alone in that that area in life. Like, really, like we don't have no control over like life at all. Like, not even what we want.
Right.
But what's so wild is that majority of the time, the things that we want are just based off of selfish desires and things that just catch our eye and that we've been around for so long. But it's not the stuff we need.
Right.
The stuff we need. It's funny because we always know what we need, but we don't go for it off bat because of the thrill of life is usually based off of desire and wants. So that's I can relate. I know.
Yeah, and it's difficult when that's something you've been conditioned and taught to do literally your entire life, because our parents, we can't really blame them if that's what they were taught. It's just a thing that was passed down. And so I know that I have the responsibility. It's like once you're convicted, you can't ignore the fact that you know what you're supposed to do.
That awareness.
Yeah.
When you're aware.
Yeah, it changes. First off, it shifts your intentions, because now when you make that decision, you're aware of the decision, and so your intentions come from maybe not being so present, not even really having certain intentions when you enter that, into ill intentions because you know for a fact you shouldn't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? So now you have to take accountability for your actions. Like, dang, I know I was convicted. I know the steps I'm supposed to take, and I'm still choosing to walk as if I'm oblivious. Like, that's when the sin begins. Like, that's when it begins to start to hinder your growth.
It becomes a whole back and forth battle. It's like, oh my God, I want this though, but it's like I need this. But then, and it's so wild that you just mentioned accountability, because I was actually with my brother earlier today, and like I was just kicking it with him, and I ended up just start writing, like just writing, cause I write too. I just write, like that's when I freehand write. When I just write, like it's just like me releasing like all my stress and anxiety. So and I started it off. It was called accountability. So it's just wild that you talking about that. So it's like I definitely understand.
It's alignment. Yeah. We're talking about it for a reason. Like, God knows what's up. Like it's alignment. He knows what's up. He knows to put right in front of our faces. But as far as what I've been working on artistically, outside of my internal like challenges, I've been working on a project, putting together a project. It's called Generations of Her, and the idea is for us to strip away society standards of beauty and to find our way back to our roots, and understanding that beauty is not, the definition of beauty is not it's not definitive. Beauty is not definitive. You can't put it in a box because everybody's too unique. Like we're too uniquely made. It's not possible to put beauty in a box. And so, but you know, when there's a certain image that is praised in society, it's difficult for us to understand that concept of beauty. Rather than, because all it does today is teach us how to be either self-righteous or self-sabotaging. It's like black or white, because we have to have this certain look, we have to have our hair a certain way, we have to have a certain body type, a certain skin complexion, even if we're all brown. Like we still have to have a certain complexion, you know what I'm saying? And so I see it all around me, and I feel it within myself. Like I have insecurities in my own body, and I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and look in the mirror and tell myself I'm not beautiful. I'm not okay with that. And so I have to set an example, and I have to call out people's voices. People I see with a voice that don't necessarily know how to use it, or don't realize they tapped into it yet. Like, I'm responsible. If I see something, I'm responsible to make choices to bring that truth to the light. And so it's a community project. I'm not doing it to raise anything but awareness.
Yeah, this is wild that you talking about all the things that even made me start doing a podcast. Like literally everything. Like I'm fighting my fears right now. I have bad communication skills. You ain't tapped into your communication skills. You haven't understood your form of communication that works for you. That's what you're trying to say? Yeah. I haven't tapped into it, but I was like, okay, what if I made? So I had this equipment for a while now, right? And at first it was just gonna be for me like mixing and recording and hearing myself. But for like months I just wasn't using it. Like I just wasn't using it. I didn't know what I wanted to actually do that actually had a bigger purpose than me. And I was like,
who? That was a word. That little line right there, that was a word.
No, but seriously, and it was just like, I don't want to just use this for me. So I was like, okay, what else could I do? So I just started doing research on a whole bunch of stuff. And like, I don't know, I caught myself literally only listening to artists in the city and listening to motivational speakers every day. Every single day, consistently. And then I started tapping into these podcasts, like The Breakfast Club, and listening to like all these people, and it was like, you know what? I've never seen this in Toledo. And I looked at all my equipment, and I seen their equipment. I'm like, I got the same stuff they got. So I'm like, I'm about to do that.
Right.
I'm about to do that. I was like, I need a name. And then that's why I was like, I already have a name. And the name came 2 years ago. I was in Hawaii for 2 years. Well, actually,
You
4
lived
years.
in Hawaii?
Well, I was military. Military. So
okay.
I was in the military, but it's 2020. No, actually, last year I started an open mic night because I love music. I love artists like that make music, and I really, just like you, I want people to be aware of the people that are around them that can create, that have a voice, and I want them to be able to use that and not be, you know, pushed under the rug because they don't have that image or they just don't portray how everybody else or don't have the connects. You feel me? It's just, you just gotta use your resources. So that's what I was doing. I was creating a resource for everybody to be a part of, so they can be seen, their voice can be heard, and people from my end could come over to their end, and people from their end could come over to this end, and then now we all just
interconnected,
collaborating. Beautiful thing.
That's just what it is truly all about, like making those connections, because we are greater as a unit. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna. You can thrive as much as you want to financially or creatively alone, but we can't survive with a healthy mentality alone. So that's literally what it's all about, because we're all gonna teach someone something and also take something away from any conversation. It can be a 5-minute relationship. You can have a relationship with somebody for 5 minutes through a conversation. Or you can have a relationship with them for 5 years or longer. But it's all an exchange. It's all an exchange. We're constantly pulling in what we need to move on to the next step throughout the next day, next week. And same thing, we're constantly putting out what someone else needs, what the earth needs, in order for it to remain in rotation. Like that's just how it's gonna move.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's the only way it's supposed to move, to be honest. That's the best way too. You know, a lot of times, I think, this is just my opinion, and based off of my experience, once upon a time in my life, I always thought that being independent was the best way to be. And it was only because I just felt like nobody around me was like me, until like, I don't know why I did it. I'm not gonna do it again, but I joined the military. And
Well, we appreciate you.
Thank you. But I wasn't really doing much, but I did. I do appreciate that though. But when I got around people that was just like all over the world, but just like me, it was just like, hold on. Wait.
Like, oh, it was just me. You thought it was just you. No.
And it was like, I didn't know how to handle it. It was so different. It was like, wait, y'all do what I do. Y'all have the same interests as me. Like, where's this coming from? Like, we need to stick together. Whole time, and I'm looking at him in Hawaii. I'm like, wait, I got the same thing at home. We just divided so differently. Because in Hawaii, it's like we in the military, so we don't have no choice but to see each other. We in the same uniform. We got the same blood. You feel me? We work the same mission. So it was just, the only difference was that Toledo wasn't always together like we are now. Like, we're coming together.
Yes,
like, slowly.
I love it.
I do.
Oh my gosh. I feel like my entire life I waited for these changes to start to unravel. I love it so much.
And it's really a beautiful thing, because it's like, as much as I could say, like, once upon a time I idolized other places. And I was like, I want to go there. I want to be like them. The whole time we have that here.
I still want to travel. But
yeah, for sure.
Like, I still want to go, but I just don't want to discredit art. Yeah, I get it. Like, you don't want to discredit your city.
And it's like, it was just like when I looked at Hawaii and I looked at Toledo, I'm like, this could be Toledo. We might not have like the nice oceans around us and everything, and the beaches, but it was like, this could be Toledo in a different way, for real.
The community.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we've come a long way, because I've met so many artists, not just music artists, because that's not the only thing that I do, but I've met so many poets, so many painters, so many writers, so many just creators, graphic designers, photographers, videographers, So many different people in such a short period of time. In the last 2 years.
I'm gonna actually blame the pandemic on that because I feel like everybody was hiding it. Yeah, I'm gonna just say that. I can't even talk.
Yeah.
But
I think it helped us to sit on it and really cultivate our gifts.
It's almost as if we had no choice.
Yeah. We didn't have a choice. Like I said, God knew He was doing. He's like, no, sit in the house and we're gonna sit. Although there are other things going on throughout the world because of the pandemic, but just to dissect it and pinpoint different details about it, that's one that I noticed heavily, especially because it affects me and all the people around me because I'm surrounded by artists. And so with us being in the pandemic and having to face ourselves, like that adds so much more substance to your creativity, to what you have to offer in the art world, and expanding because we don't have to be in a box. Like we don't have to just be a music artist or just a writer. There's so much room to explore. And not to say that, you can pick up everything and be great at it, but, just to explore yourself and see what you have to offer yourself and the world. So, yeah.
What is something new that you've tapped into other than music? What kind of artist have you been that we don't know about that you do?
I won't say new. I just left my photo shoot. And I've been sleeping on myself for because my mind is very creative. I can't take that away from myself because it's extremely over analytical. And although it stresses me out at times,
Your
that
vocabulary for sure is on point.
And although it stresses me out sometimes, I can definitely see where it can be utilized to the greatest advantage, my greatest advantage. And that is with projects like Generations of Her and with me setting up these different ideas for photo shoots. And it's like I am translating my soul into something creative. Like I am literally translating my soul into a picture. You know what I'm saying?
That's so dope.
Like different aspects, and there's so many layers to everybody. And so I just want people to do the same thing in their own way. And so
this is like a freedom thing. Like
yeah.
You feel free just doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just let it out.
Yeah, and I'm tired of hiding myself. Like I am from myself, not just from people, from myself. Like I'm just tired of confining myself. That it's draining, and it's hindering to your growth. And there's some tough conversations that you have to have. And it's like if I'm gonna have tough conversations, I'm just gonna allow whatever I feel to just come through me, however it wants to release. Regardless of a conversation, it's gonna release through this music, it's gonna release through this poetry, through these photo shoots.
But I definitely felt it through that CYPHER verse for sure. Cause I'm still trying to figure out who you was talking about. Woo! That girl was talking, I was like, hold on. This is real.
It's always real.
I'm like, this is real. Hold on.
It's always real. I can't write about something that I don't feel. It just won't happen because I feel first before words even come to surface.
Or it just don't make sense.
Yeah, I can't write like an industry. I would never be an industry artist. I know that it's not gonna work because I can't write like that. It just doesn't come to me. Like there always has to be something deeper. If something doesn't make sense to me, I can't execute. I have to know the layers of it. Because if I can't, I don't know. If it doesn't resonate with me, I can't perform it. Because I'm not really a performer. Like I'm not a performer.
What would you stamp yourself as?
I don't really like that word. But I will qualify as
Her vocabulary is so unique. Like I said, still, she said qualify. I'm like, all right, my fault. My fault.
No, don't sweat it. I would just say that I am just transparent. I can't put on a show if the energy is whatever my energy is towards that song or towards whatever it is that I'm carrying onto anybody's stage or in front of someone. That's just what it's going to be. Like however that I feel, however the song makes me feel is what it's going to be delivered as.
Okay, I can understand that.
Yeah.
So regardless of whatever the energy is behind the song is basically what you're gonna see.
Yeah, I might cry if it calls for it.
But that's okay.
That's okay.
That's
I'm
okay.
telling you right now, everybody listening, if I cry on stage, don't worry about it. I'm okay. It's just my emotions. I'm emotional.
There's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of times that's shown as weakness and vulnerability.
Oh no, you want to get into that conversation? Because we can do that.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk.
Vulnerability.
Yeah.
It's not a weakness.
We got us a choir heads on here. Tell them what you want. Moaning. Amen.
Vulnerability is most certainly a strength. Because with us being vulnerable, we not only break through certain blockages or barriers that other people put on ourselves, but the blockages we place on ourselves that we don't realize are there. And by us being vulnerable with ourselves first, we are allowed to see through the mask that we have been wearing for so long that we've become comfortable with, and that has become our identity. We've identified ourselves in our masks, and I'm guilty. I can say I'm guilty of that. Because the more that I learn about myself, the more I realize that I've walked in a mask for a long time because I decided not to share my truth. And that doesn't do anything but lessen your substance. Like, we gotta deepen our shallows, because at some point, like, you're gonna reach a dead end, and then where do you go?
So what I'm going to say about vulnerability is I definitely don't think it's a weakness. I think in order for you to even be vulnerable and then put it in your art, you have to be strong. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, whether or not you're letting the whole world hear it or see it, you conquered that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you literally took over that. So it's like it's no longer there. It's there, but it's like, oh, well, this is over with. Because
Mm-hmm.
I finally accepted the fact that whatever this was, it happened. I don't feel it as hard as I used to no more.
When we overcome those fears that we create within
Exactly.
ourselves, it's like it looks so much bigger until we get to the other side.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this little thing is, you can hold it in the palm of your hand. Like, this little thing that I conjured up in my mind and made so much bigger than me. Get out of here. Like, go somewhere. But yeah, and even we talk a lot about society now and what we've been through, but honestly, I think about my future family a lot. And a lot of what I do now is for my children and the generations to come. Not just my seed, but yours too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow. You have kids?
No.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm. No, I don't. But generational, we talk about breaking generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
That's to be taken into the generations to come. It's not just, it doesn't stop today. It doesn't stop here when we leave this earth. Like, our job is to make a substantial change so that it's carried through our blood. Like, it's deeper than our actions or our words. Like, it's literally in our DNA.
How do you think you can, how do you go about actually changing that for your family?
Being truthful, speaking the truth, doing it, walking in that. So it's not about just us having this conversation right now and you learn something about me, but just by the way that I carry myself. Because if you carry the presence of the Holy Spirit, that can't be missed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that is inevitably seen. And it's whether you realize you are inspiring somebody or not, it's in your aura. Or whether you realize you are inspired or not, that is a seed that is planted within you. And the more you become exposed to that type of nature, the more drawn you are to it, the more you become like it, the more you are able to pick up on that type of walk, that type of talk, those type of movements being made. It's contagious. Literally, it's contagious. But people want to mask it. They want to make it smaller. They want to carry it in certain settings with certain people, and close it off when they're with their homeboys or their homegirl from high school. Like, oh, they don't know this side of me, so let me tap into who I used to be. No, I keep that same energy.
Hey, you really talking. You really talking. Like, I guarantee whoever watching this right now, they like, hold on. She talking to my soul right now. Like, yo. Like,
I know, I'm just speaking from experience.
But that's real.
Yeah, it is.
And you probably right now conquered another thing that has something to do with your confidence. You're overcoming something right now. Just by
Amen.
Like,
sure, speak that.
Like, you doing it. Like, that's amazing. And the fact that you know you're going in the right direction, it's like being aware. I feel like being aware can have two sides to it. Just like, you know, you're aware of what you're capable of, but you're also aware of what you're capable of. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, you know what you can do, but it's like, sometimes people feel like they have to have control over something. Mm-hmm. And it's
majority of the time.
It's like,
speak for myself.
Like, I have to have control over it, but at the same time, it's like, and it's going to happen.
We have all these gifts and we know what we're capable of, but I think the issue is knowing why we're capable of it, or why we have the gift. Once we understand why something is embedded inside of us, once we are exposed to that, like when we reach the point to where we are actually in our calling, like we're in it, and we experience the feeling, we experience the resonance, and we experience how enhanced our qualities become, then we can start to rediscover the why behind it, and we don't have any questions. Because when we have all these qualities or gifts, like, sometimes you gotta play with them a little bit and dib and dab them and put them into different areas of life and try to figure out, you know, well, what are they for? Like, yes, I have them. What makes them great? What makes them unique? Like, what makes me purposeful? Because otherwise, I'm just doing.
Yeah, you don't want to just do it because it's easy to do anything.
Yeah, like, you know, more productivity, less activity, without substance.
I'm gonna use some of these quotes for myself.
Okay.
Like when I listen to this podcast.
Read a book and then make sure you shout me out.
Like, literally, I have a list full of quotes that I write on a daily basis. I listen to podcasts, write down quotes, and I'll be like, okay, that resonates with me. I'm gonna stick with that. But you really spending some real spiritual, like emotional game too. Like
Good.
Like
Good. I feel good.
good. You should. What is your most expensive mistake?
Child. No, he didn't just call me out. Jesus, is that you? No, I'm just playing. My most expensive mistake. Feeling like I have to prove myself to anybody. I don't even have to prove myself to God. Like that's probably the mistake, the most common mistake that I made, trying to prove myself even to God. Like he don't know me. like I'm the one trying to prove, like I'm the one trying to write my story and give it to him.
But like, hey, that makes so much sense though. It's like, oh wow.
That's only a reflection of me not being certain of who I am. That's all that proves.
And it's not like God don't already know.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like he doesn't already know. And so when I find myself trying to prove myself to even myself, that's when I know I'm not, first off, I'm defying God, because I need to be confident in who he made me to be. I need to understand, like, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm going to pull the scripture up. Like, we're all fearfully and wonderfully made. We all know that. So why go into question about it? Like, we like to complicate things because we want to control it. Again, speaking to myself, for myself. But, yeah, that's probably my most expensive mistake, is trying to prove myself, because that only further takes me into who I am not. It only enlarges my mask. Like, I'm just magnifying my flaws. Things that I see as flaws.
Are you writing a book?
Yeah. How you know? Yeah, I am. Generations of Her is multi-dimensional. And so it's going to be a book. And it's going to be an EP or album. And it's going to be a visual. And whatever else comes. But that's all I see right now.
I see it already.
What you see?
I see it.
I can't see that.
You can't?
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, every time I do an interview, people be like, "Can they see me?" Like, go look on the other side. It's a big screen.
Because the frame is bigger than the screen.
Mm-hmm. But it's an actual super view. So that's technically that's not the screen that's showing, that's recording. It's actually a smaller screen on the top right corner that's recording, and then on the back is the view screen.
Okay, so what is this supposed to do for me?
So you want to look at your.
To be completely honest, even if my head was in the camera, I still can't see myself. I wear glasses. I can't see that.
Where your glasses at?
They're right here.
Why you ain't put them on?
Because I got bats on my eyes.
Alright, we'll accept that.
I can't. I don't know nothing about lashes, so I don't like how they feel with glasses on.
Really? Oh, okay. Well.
Take two.
As far as just like holiday activity, what's going on?
With my artistry?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a lot of, I'm sensing a lot of closeness this year. I'm sensing a lot of intimacy. So I'm probably gonna, right now, be working on my book and my music the most. My book is really written for real.
Like done?
Yes, but it's going to be handwritten. So I have to write it. But like the pieces are there. The puzzle is there, it's just not put together.
That is genius. That's so dope.
Thank you.
That's like, that's dope. I've never read a book like that.
Thank you.
It might be books out there like that.
I
I
haven't ever seen one
Never
either.
came across one. Like,
No.
I'm reading that.
Yes.
Cause I want to see what that penmanship look like. I want to see. I know you gonna speak about something. Cause like you talking, like your vocabulary is on point. So I already know. Like I'm probably gonna have to look up some
Thank
words
you.
in there and be like, what this mean? Why did she say that? I'm gonna be studying the whole book.
Keep it. I personally believe that this book is one that, you know, those songs that don't die, that never die. I feel like this is gonna be the type of book that never dies. It's going to always be relevant. I intend for it to be that way, at least. So I hope my audience thinks that it's relevant for this generation and the next and more to come. But yeah, that's probably what I'm going to be working on. I need to find, I need to talk to people who know about publishing books so I can get some more insight about that process. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on. And then I have hella music that I'm working on.
I'm working.
Yeah.
And on that publishing, I can actually talk to my cousin because he actually wrote a poetry book and he just published it.
Great.
So I would
It's
definitely.
not only poetry, I will say that, but I feel like the process will be pretty much the same regardless of what type of book it is. So yeah,
Well, I can definitely throw you that resource.
please.
You feel me? And
That
he'll
would be
probably
dope.
guide
Thank
you.
you. I really appreciate this whole opportunity. I appreciate what you're doing. I'm gonna continue to watch you because I am subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I just hope that what we were talking about resonates with you guys, because that's really what it's all about, right, Tariq?
Facts.
Right. So I hope that someone can take
I don't know
something
if I was
from this
supposed
video.
to dap you up on that part.
Oh no, I was
like, oh, was she? Oh, I thought that.
No, I was just giving you an introduction.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I just hope someone is able to take something from this and apply, gain a different perspective, whatever the case may be. You do whatever God calls you to do. But my social media, my Instagram is NellyBTheArtist. Everything is one word. My Facebook, I don't even really be on Facebook, but you can type in NellyBTheArtist and I should pop up.
Appreciate you for stopping by, Nelly.
Thank you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Make sure, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to your YouTube channel because I know I subscribed to that YouTube channel.
I believe you did.
I
believe
definitely
you.
did.
I trust you.
You feel me? Appreciate y'all for watching the video.
I feel like I need to be better with eye contact.
Let's look at the content.
Okay, come on, let's do it again.
Alright. I'm gonna cut this part off.
As I keep bagging it up, thought I